Good evening. Welcome to the 2022 awards ceremony. Please join me, stand and remove your hats for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I just wanted to take a moment. Our outside flags are flying at half-mast today to honor the victims of the attack at Robb Elementary School. And certainly our hearts go out to the families, friends, and everyone impacted by that. So I do thank you for being here this evening. I did want to acknowledge that, and I do want to shift to celebrate all of our students who are on the stage this evening. And welcome back. This is the first time since 2019 that we have had this in person. And as much as I enjoyed watching this ceremony from my kitchen, it is much better to be up here and speaking to you all live. So again, before we begin, since this is our first time back in the theater with this ceremony, I'm going to review a few safety procedures. So in the unlikely event that there is an emergency, there are emergency exits in the back and on the sides. They're clearly marked there. And if you need to get any direction, please just wait for a school official and we'll go through that. So, once again, we're gathered here tonight to celebrate all the achievements of all of the students who are behind me on stage. And COVID changes a lot of things. Previously, all of the presenters used to be out in the front. And then we scratched our heads and said, why don't we just put the focus where it should be and just have the students up here? So this was another positive change that came out of that. This award ceremony every year marks the beginning of the end of our academic year. And it's been such an incredible year for so many reasons for our high school community. Now, we kicked off this year not only with a new master schedule, but we rebounded after 18 months of remote, hybrid, and blended learning. We returned to a full building with universal lunch, office hours, and our first ever outdoor pep rally. Thank you to Irene and Ross for getting that underway. Our masks were on, our masks were off, they were optional. Some put them back on, some took them off, but the learning throughout never waned this year. And with the support of the faculty and staff who are here with us tonight, and those that couldn't be with us, our coaches, our mentors, our students' achievements were highlighted at the building, the district, the local, state, national, and even international levels. So organizations such as National Merit, Section 1, New York State Athletics, Con Edison, Regeneron, College Board, NISMA, Presidential Scholars Program, Content Area Honor Societies, the Holocaust and Human Rights Center, and countless other local, state, national, and international organizations recognize Byram Hills students for their achievements. They were celebrated for their work in and out of the classrooms, both at school, on the road, and even remotely. So as we get going, I did want to acknowledge and thank Stacy Ferrante and Margarita Nordstrom of the Counseling Department for their organization of tonight's event. Thank you to our custodial staff and members of our theater tech program for their assistance in making this night possible. And I want to thank our district administrators, Dr. Kaltenecker and Ms. Cunningham, who are here with us this evening. I want to thank our Board of Education members who are here, Scott Levy, I saw out in the audience, who are always here supporting our programs and initiatives at the high school. We really do appreciate your support. Finally, thank you to all of you, parents and family members who are here with us in the audience this evening. None of them would be able to be up here without all that you do for them. Thank you for the hours and hours of support that enabled them to achieve so much. And this award ceremony is as much for you as it is for them. So at this point, I'm going to now turn it over for our first award of the evening, the Jamie Testa Onward and Upward Scholarship, which will be presented by Miss Valerie Sloan this evening. So thank you once again and welcome. Valerie, all yours.
The Jamie Testa Foundation was started to honor my late husband, Jamie Testa. Jamie was a remarkable man. He pushed when others would have given up. He always looked to help others when others would shy away, and he always gave of himself, even when it was hard to do. Having gone through a difficult childhood, Jamie decided early on that he wanted to help people. He spent 15 years in the Air National Guard teaching pilots survival techniques and served overseas 8 times. In the hours after 9/11, when most people were fleeing the city, Jamie went the opposite direction, spending 2 days at Ground Zero. Later in life, Jamie realized his true calling was to help children. He went back to school to become a high school guidance counselor and came home happy every day. In 2004, Jamie was diagnosed with a rare cancer. He battled and beat odds that he should not have beat. For the next 4 years, Jamie lived every day as if it were a gift. But really, there was no greater joy for him than the birth of his 2 children, Maddie and Lily. He led by example and showed them both what it means to be brave, good, and loved. In 2010, Jamie became ill again, but sadly lost his battle in November 2012. The doctors described his fighting spirit as something they have never quite seen before. Today, we are here to honor Jamie's memory, his fighting spirit, and generous heart. We do this by presenting a scholarship to a high school student who wants to go into the world and help just as Jamie wanted to help. The recipient of this year's Jamie Testa Memorial Scholarship is a dynamic young woman and a positive force in her school and community. She has a true calling to work for the betterment of others. Our recipient is a senior mentor and an outstanding role model, friend, and confidant for her younger peers. During the height of the pandemic, she co-founded the Listening Project to keep local seniors connected to the community and developed a mini art camp for children. She also delivered care packages to nurses at Northern Westchester Hospital. She dedicates numerous hours as a member of the Armonk Volunteer EMT Department. This year's recipient consistently seeks to foster the well-being of others, and she's excited to pursue a career in nursing. It's my distinct pleasure to present the Jamie Testa Memorial Scholarship to Joelle Margolin.
The Michael Tyler Fisher Memorial Scholarship is presented to a senior who demonstrates care for others and the community as Michael had exemplified. The recipient of this award is known for her optimistic view of life and her resiliency. Her refusal to be outworked sets her apart from her peers. Whether it's science research, her artistic endeavors, or rigorous coursework, this student can't be outmatched. She even taught herself to knit and devoted countless hours to making blankets and scarves that have been donated to many. She plays for both softball teams, travel and varsity, finding spirit and camaraderie in the sport. It's easy to see why the Michael Tyler Fisher Memorial Scholarship honoree is Emily Pizzarusso. The North Castle Benevolent Association, Police Benevolent Association Scholarship is presented to a senior who has shown academic excellence and a commitment to the North Castle community. This award recipient exemplifies character. He is a 3-season student athlete who is strong-minded, unabashedly goes after his goals. Whether it's crafting his own indoor putting course or designing his own pitching mound, his desire to achieve is paramount. He's intellectually curious. He couples this with a curiosity and a sense of call to service. He is a volunteer fireman at the local fire department and has chosen to serve his country as a West Point cadet next year. I am honored to present the Police Benevolent Association Scholarship to Jared Cohen. Mr. Neil Schwartz will present next.
The Armonk Chamber of Commerce Excellence in Business Award is awarded to a senior who has demonstrated impressive business acumen, responsibility, and dedication either as an employee or a local business establishment or as an entrepreneur. The award recipient has always been creative and had a mind for business. At the age of 15, she created her own jewelry design collection with all handmade pieces and launched her own business. Not only does she create all of the pieces, but she also manages the website and all of the orders that are placed. Her imagination, entrepreneurial spirit, and love for fashion have defined her and not only helped her launch her own collection, but helped her establish her own fashion blog, Shades of Leopard. Because of her dedicated work ethic, she has built her business from the ground up and shows no signs of slowing down. Since then, she has interned for Daniel Bernstein of We Wore What, a world-renowned fashion blogger and designer. On her photo shoot set, she learned how to create consumer-friendly professional content and got an inside view of how a very successful business creates for their consumer. A true entrepreneur, the Armonk Chamber of Commerce Excellence in Business Award is awarded to Olivia Hazen.
The Roger Case Memorial Scholarship is in memory of Roger Case, one of the founding members of the Armonk Rotary Club. Roger lived each and every day by our motto, service above self. This year's recipient is a young woman of remarkable intellectual and academic ability. Her positive influence permeates everything she does, from writing to research, to music, and the environment. She brings a quiet determination and dedication to every endeavor. Some of her many accomplishments are High School Science Ambassador, who partnered with other ambassadors to create video demonstrations of novel science experiments to augment the 5th grade science curriculum. She's a gifted science researcher and dedicated environmentalist who holds support roles at the Greenwich Audubon Society as well as Westmoreland Sanctuary. It is with great pleasure this year's recipient of the $1,000 scholarship goes to Nora Lowe.
The Congressman Mondaire Jones Community Service Award is given to a senior who has demonstrated outstanding service to the community. Our recipient has interned at Include New York City, a not-for-profit organization that supports families with special needs, and more locally at Gigi's Playhouse, an organization for children with Down syndrome. During the pandemic, she realized the disproportionate impact on students with disabilities, and she developed a Global Scholars Action Plan to study the pandemic's impact on this specific population. On a more personal note, she took great care during the early days of the pandemic to assist her sister, Allie, with asynchronous assignments. A student in our special education program, Allie was supported by a sister called to action. Authentic, caring, and intelligent, the recipient of this year's Congressman Mondaire Jones 2022 Congressional Community Service Award is Senior Samantha Glusky. The next presenter is Assistant Principal Colleen O'Connor.
Good evening. It is my pleasure tonight to present the 2022 New York State Comptroller's Student Achievement Award. This award is presented to two seniors for academic achievement and outstanding community service. The first of these recipients is a conscientious and thoughtful young woman who cares deeply about the world around her. She has been an active participant in our Global Scholars Program, helping lead last year's Design Thinking Challenge. She has focused on examining important social issues such as the education gap and the effects of the pandemic on education. She turned these concerns into actions, volunteering as a tutor in Manhattan and locally to help students who are struggling. In addition, she has been interning for a charity that educates low-income students in the city. She is an active participant in many extracurriculars and a member of the varsity tennis team for the past 3 years. She is a thoughtful student who really focuses on making our community a better place. Congratulations to Kate Levy. The second recipient of this award is a young man who has a truly diverse set of interests. He excels at all his academic endeavors, including math, science, and the Global Scholars Program. In Global Scholars, he has worked to support local businesses in the wake of the pandemic by partnering with the Chamber of Commerce. In our school community, he holds many leadership positions for a wide variety of clubs and committees. He is a member of the Student Leadership Board, the Student Advisory Committee, and the co-president of Bobcat Marketing and Media Club. This year, he served as a senior mentor, helping guide freshmen through their first year of high school and building community within the class. He is a leader in his class and someone who has a smile and kind word for everyone in the school. Congratulations to Matthew Marinazzi. Ms. Levenbrook will introduce the next awards.
Each year, the Counseling Department presents college and university book awards to distinguished juniors. Tonight, the department will grant awards to students who have earned exceptionally high grade point averages, demonstrated leadership skills, and dedicated time to their school, local, and global community. I will now present the first book award. The recipient of the Yale University Book Award is known for her unwavering dedication to commitments, her academic excellence, and her natural leadership skills both in and out of the classroom. Outside of the classroom, she is on the Student Leadership Board, she writes for the Oracle and the Examiner, is the president of the Glamour Gals, and is member of Mu Alpha Theta. When not in school, she could be found on the tennis court, both nationally ranked, and she worked hard to help our team win the state championship this year. This year's recipient has a passion for environmental advocacy and has focused her science research project on optimizing an enzyme used to break down plastic waste. She has taken this to the next level by founding her own nonprofit organization aimed at incentivizing the global community to take action against plastic pollution. This year's recipient is a true scholar, leader, and all-around good citizen who is constantly working to make the world a better place. It is my pleasure to present the Yale University Book Award to Chloe Bernstein. The University of Chicago Book Award is presented to a junior who is known for her talent both in the classroom and in the dance studio. She is as equally comfortable in AP English as she is in science research. Her ability to think creatively shines through her critical thinking and ability to solve problems. Whether it be researching nerve growth or finding a way to organize a book drive during the pandemic for students in need, it is safe to say she will be working towards making the world a better place. After school, she could be found fundraising for the Youth Against Cancer Making Strides Walk, serving as editor-in-chief of the Science Research Symposium program, or spending hours on end with her competition dance team. No matter the setting, this individual gives it her all. For all of these reasons and many, many more, it is with pleasure that the University of Chicago Book Award is presented to Abby Eichelbeck. The next presenter is Mr. Carollo.
The Brandeis University Book Award is presented to a junior who demonstrates commitment to community service and social action. Our recipient is a gifted self-starter with a bold and genuine sense of purpose. Introduced to South Bronx Unite by her grandfather, this student is committed to volunteering for organizations serving underserved communities. Closer to home, she taught art classes to her brother and his friends during the early days of the pandemic, and she continues to teach this impromptu class. Keenly interested in business, the environment, the arts, this student is a member of the varsity soccer team, Canvas, Yearbook, Sustainability Club, Science Ambassadors, Red Ribbon, One World, Peer Tutoring, National Art, Honor Society, and Mu Alpha Theta. A true natural leader committed to having a positive impact on others. The recipient of the Brandeis University Book Award is Alaska Fairbanks. The Princeton University Book Award is presented to an academically outstanding junior who demonstrates intellectual leadership. Our recipient is known for possessing a passionate work ethic. As part of her science research class, she will spend this summer at UC San Diego studying NDA receptors in the brain and the pathogenesis of schizophrenia. A natural teacher, she mentors elementary students at Neighbors Link, volunteers at Northern Westchester Hospital, serves as a peer tutor, and is looking forward to serving as a Chem TA. She is deeply committed to our cheer team, where she was awarded the Most Valuable Player Award in 2021. Resilient, intelligent, and possessing an unparalleled level of determination, the recipient of the Princeton University Book Award is Eliza Hammond. The Smith College Book Award is presented to a junior who combines academic excellence with participation in extracurricular activities. Our recipient is known for being an authentic optimist. A smiling presence in our school, she is highly respected, considerate, and mature. An outstanding soccer player, she took up lacrosse as a sophomore and earned all-league designation her first year. She was commended by teachers to serve on the Acting with Integrity Committee. Outside of school, she is called to service. In New Rochelle, she works with Habitat for Humanity. And at her local temple here in Armonk, she has volunteered for 4 years, typically assigned to work with children who need one-on-one support. Strongly committed to her school community, grounded, thoughtful, and oriented toward the service of others. The recipient of the Smith College Book Award is Lily Feldman. The University of Virginia Thomas Jefferson Book Award is presented to a junior who embraces creativity and innovation, much like the university's founder, Thomas Jefferson. This summer, our recipient will attend the prestigious Girls State program and study political science at Brown University. In previous summers, she participated in virtual programs with the New York Times and the Stanford Daily. Beyond the classroom, she has been awarded multiple Gold Key Scholastic Writing Awards in recognition for her outstanding works, including a satire with a very cool title, 36 Hours in 2050, A Guide to Aiding and Abetting Environmental Destruction. Whether writing for the Oracle, participating on the Byram Hills debate team, or volunteering with Part of the Solution in the Bronx, this self-starter is no stranger to causes bigger than herself. Charting a unique course that prioritizes deep learning, the recipient of the University of Virginia Thomas Jefferson Book Award is Sydney Black. The Tulane University Book Award is awarded to a junior who embodies Tulane's motto, not for oneself, but for one's own. Our recipient is a principled hard worker, deeply committed to her academic pursuits. Her science research topic is palliative care, a topic that dovetails with her genuine interest in serving the needs of others. She will spend this summer with a mentor from Johns Hopkins, continuing to research how hospitals can better care for serious illnesses while promoting the dignity of their patients. A competitive swimmer since the 3rd grade, most recently, she has qualified for the Junior Olympics, the Eastern Zone Senior Competition, and other elite competitions. An unofficial tutor to her peers, highly conscientious, and intrinsically kind and mature, The recipient of the Tulane University Book Award is Callie Higgins. The next presenter is Mrs. Megan Carnevale.
The recipient of the Clarkson University Achievement Award is a dedicated and highly motivated student. In addition to her outstanding academic record, this student is a talented musician. Not only does she play the piano and guitar, but she is a highly competitive dancer. This student spends countless hours each week dedicated to dance, perfecting her skills, and mentoring other young dancers. She is a member of the Acting with Integrity Club, the Byram Hills Sustainability Initiative Club, and plays tennis. She is kind, compassionate, and puts her all into everything she does. It is my pleasure to present the Clarkson University Achievement Award to Vienna Oyung Christensen. For the recipient of the Clarkson University Leadership Award, referring to the student as driven and motivated would be an understatement. For science research, she has connected with a top researcher from the University of North Carolina whose research dovetailed with her topic, intestinal microbiota and human health. Not surprisingly, the student is the very first high school mentee this researcher has ever agreed to work with. A two-sport varsity athlete, captain of the track team, and a senior mentor, this student is a natural leader and role model. Laser focused on the fields of kinesiology and wellness, resilient, consistent, and showing remarkable purpose, the recipient of this year's Clarkson University Leadership Award is Ella Jaworski. The recipient of the first Harvard Prize Book Award is a dedicated student, researcher, community servant, and talented artist. In addition to stellar achievement in advanced coursework, she is a leader and volunteer member of the Northern Westchester Hospital Junior Leadership Council. She is also a key player on the varsity soccer team, an EMT and firefighter with the Armonk Volunteer Fire Department, and a gifted photographer. She is captain of the math team, co-editor-in-chief of the Oracle, and president of the National Art Honor Society. Her academic talent and leadership skills have earned her a position as a chemistry teaching assistant in the fall. This year's recipient is also a scholar in the making who embraces intellectual challenges boldly and with deep curiosity, insightfulness, and precision. The goal of her science research study is to learn more about brain system function to advance the treatment of individuals who suffer traumatic brain injury. At the heart of this year's recipient is a passion to help people, communicate important ideas, express real-life experiences through art, mentor younger peers, and make life better for her school and community. It is my distinct pleasure to present the first Harvard University Book Award to Samantha Milowitz. The second recipient of the Harvard Prize Book Award is a driven student with an outstanding academic record and a dedicated researcher. Not only has he taken courses in data structures, algorithms, and bioinformatics, but he's also a student researcher through the University of Michigan Department of Neurosurgery. He is captain of the math team, captain of the academic challenge team, co-president of the technology club, and participates in Science Olympiad. Additionally, he plays the piano and is formally trained in classical music and has used his skill to serve in a local choir church. This student has also used his strength in math and science to help others, whether it's through his research, his involvement in activities, or offering free weekly tutoring through Khan Academy in math and AP computer science. This student is committed to helping others. This summer, he will be a data science intern at a startup company focused on developing advanced file security software powered by artificial intelligence. Focused on academics, research, and helping others, the second recipient of the Harvard Prize Book Award is Caleb Palapillo. The next presenter will be Mr. Gary McCarthy.
The first recipient of the Dartmouth College Book Award is presented to a motivated individual who is known to give an incredible amount of time and energy to her academics and interests. She is a student who is driven to make the world a better place through deep and lasting dedication to sustainability. Our recipient blends her interest in environmentalism with business through participation in a variety of programs, including the Westchester Parks Foundation Green Internship Program, the Sustainability Program at Hobart and William Smith College, and very appropriately, she will be attending the Dartmouth College Environmental Leadership Academy this summer. Beyond participating in numerous programs, she has dedicated her Global Scholars Project to innovative community education about the negative impact of tennis ball waste and ways to mitigate this problem through upcycling. When not working to improve sustainability, our recipient may be found on the tennis court, starting a business, or baking something delicious. She is an exceptional individual whose kindness and perseverance will take her far. It is my pleasure to present the first Dartmouth College Book Award to Allie Cooper. The recipient of the second Dartmouth College Book Award is an exemplar of curiosity, dedication, and achievement. His accomplishments and contributions to his school and community are remarkable, and his kindness, positive attitude, and generous spirit are a benefit and an inspiration to all. As a true person for others, this student has devoted himself to significant ongoing community service work. One of his most notable contributions has been the founding and managing of a nonprofit organization called Students Without Borders that provides educational support and tutoring services to students in need, principally in East Africa. He is a gifted leader who makes meaningful contributions that impact his peers through the Student Leadership Board and the Student Advisory Committee. He is also a talented athlete and a member of the varsity basketball team and a competitive golfer. On top of all this year's recipient is also an outstanding science researcher who is studying cognition and the unique ways that perception influences executive functioning. He hopes his research will support a deeper understanding of cognitive development in children and innovation in teaching and learning. It is my privilege and honor to present the second Dartmouth College Book Award to Tyler Lynch. This year's recipient of the University of Pennsylvania Book Award is a talented young woman who has demonstrated outstanding devotion to academic achievement, scholarly study, and dedication to those most in need. Our recipient is a kind, warm-hearted individual who is deeply invested in others and radiates positivity through all her endeavors. In addition to exceptional academic achievement, she has a deep sense of caring. One of her most notable and long-standing contributions has been to the young residents of the Pleasantville Cottage School. Despite the numerous disruptions and obstacles brought over the past several years by the pandemic, our recipient is a steadfast cottage school leader who provides consistent, empathic support to the teens and residents. Her caring, compassionate presence always makes a positive difference. Our recipient also is a talented science researcher, the president of the Growth and Awareness Group for Alzheimer's, a writer for the Oracle, a member of the Acting with Integrity organization, and a member of the President's Junior Leadership Council of Northern Westchester Hospital. It is my pleasure to present the University of Pennsylvania Book Award to Remy Matza. This year's recipient of the American Association of University Women Student Award is a brilliant and accomplished student who infuses every endeavor with passionate enthusiasm. Her accomplishments and contributions to her school and community are remarkable, and her kindness, idealism, and generous spirit are inspirational. What clearly distinguishes this year's recipient is the way in which she combines her academic interests with her desire to make meaningful change and improve the lives of those in her school, community, and the world. Our recipient is a leader in Sunrise Westchester, a vital community sustainability organization. She is a key organizer of our Sustainability Club and recycling initiatives that benefit charities. She is also a volunteer at the Blythedale Children's Hospital and devotes time to Latino U college access. In addition to being a devoted community servant, our recipient is a gifted science researcher who studied ways to protect the world's coral reefs from the harmful effects of climate change. And finally, she is also a high school science ambassador who ignites a spirit of scientific discovery in her younger peers. It is an honor to present the American Association of University Women Student Award to Jane Zeltner. It is my pleasure now to introduce our English Department Chairperson, Mr. Dwayne Smith.
The American Association of University Women for Excellence in Writing Award is given to a recipient who possesses universally accepted standards of excellence in creative as well as formal writing. This is an award for writers of superior articles, essays, short stories, poetry, personal essays, or plays. As the co-editor-in-chief of the Oracle and the editor-in-chief of the Canvas, this student's dedication to journalism is unmatched. She moves seamlessly between writing, editing, and graphic design, creating publications that are sophisticated, well-crafted, and fun. This year's recipient of the American Association of University Women Award for Excellence in Writing is Nora Lowe. We have two Senior English Awards. The Senior English Awards are given to recipients whose exemplary performance and passion for the study of literature underscore a deep appreciation for the written word. Our first recipient's work continuously reflects a serious caliber of effort, thought, and insight. This recipient has the ability to see deeply into literature, articulating complex ideas and the thoughts of the author in an original manner. She's an academic student whose mind contains passion and incisiveness of the highest degree. Our first Senior English Award goes to Amelia Chung. Our second recipient of the Senior English Award has been described as a writer, quote, with the wisdom of a philosopher and the style of a staff writer for The New Yorker. This student embraces complexity, and her perceptive insights elevate class discussions. Our second Senior English Award goes to Julia Lucchino. The Ed Walzer Writing Award was established by the family of Ed Walzer, a graduate of Byram Hills who went on to have a career as a writer. The family has asked that the English department present the award to dedicated writers in the hope that they will pursue a passion for writing. This award goes to a student who creates worlds in her poetry and prose, even presenting her writing in the form of art installations. She writes, rewrites, and revises as a professional writer would with passion for her craft. it's with great pride that I present this year's Ed Walzer Writing Award to Edith Bachman.
Good evening. I'm proud to present the Social Studies Department Awards on behalf of my colleagues. Our first award is the Columbia University Book Award, which is given to an outstanding junior with a high degree of interest in social studies. Our award winner, in the words of her teachers, is insanely interested in everything that is discussed in her AP US History class. She asked the most interesting clarifying questions, demonstrating high degree of intellectual curiosity and a nuanced understanding of the evidence. This kind of command of the course material is exceedingly rare. The winner of our Outstanding Junior Award is Sydney Black. Our next award is a Social Studies Award, and this is given to a senior who has shown exceptional growth in the field of social studies. Our winner understands the merits of doing the little things in a classroom setting. Rather than viewing events for what happened, she is always one who wants to know the effects, the reasons, the long-term conclusions. She's always thinking about the next step. A true humanitarian who is focused on how to make the world around her a better place. The Social Sciences Award goes to Sophia Kobus. The North Castle Historical Society Award is given to a senior who has excelled in American history, European history, and electives. Our winner excels in AP Human Geography and AP US History. She demonstrated interest by attention to detail, insightful comments during class discussions, clarifying questions that show command of material. And when she was traveling in Europe recently, she kept making connections between the course and what she was seeing and experiencing. The North Castle Historical Society Award goes to Ariana Tabankin. The History and Social Studies Department Award is presented to a senior who is an outstanding and serious history scholar. Our winner excelled in AP European, AP US, and AP World History. She was known for practicing every essay just because she wanted to improve all the time. She demonstrated a genuine curiosity and love of learning, engaged with the content at a deep level, and constantly participating in class. She asked great questions, and she was always the teacher's go-to for an analytical response to a prompt or a question. Her drive came from a desire to learn at a deep level and never about the grade she achieved. The History and Social Studies Department Award goes to Edith Bachman. Our final award is the Lander Doris Finch Watson Award for Historical Research. And this honors North Castle's late town historians. The winner has an interest and passion in historical research in some appropriate form. Our winner is dedicated to deep learning and action in the field of human rights. As a result of becoming a finalist in the Rise for Rohingya essay contest, she began working with the organization to raise awareness on the issues and had the opportunity to collaborate with some of the top human rights scholars in the field. She organized a talk for the Global Scholars Year 1 students with Dr. Gregory Stanton, the founder and president of Genocide Watch. She also participated in the Holocaust and Human Rights Education Center Living History program, in which she interviewed and documented the story of a Holocaust survivor. Most recently, she led a workshop on anti-Semitism at this year's Human Rights Institute with her other Global Scholars classmates. The Lander Doris Vince Watson Award goes to Emily Hollander.
Since freshman year, this student has truly given the study of math the attention that it deserves. She reflects upon each problem she encounters, both at the time, and makes copious notes so that she can further reflect on later on. She leaves no rock, stone, pebble, or piece of sand unturned. She is the first to volunteer, and she is always there for a student who is in need. She reflects the persistence, dedication, and depth of knowledge of a mathematician and is a delight for any teacher to work with. I am pleased to present the award for Outstanding Senior to Sydney Levy. This next student is one that is likely the only person in their class that would be surprised to hear their name called. He's often seen as the TA or even second teacher in the class. He is the most sought-after student resource I have ever encountered in my time as a teacher. He quietly and humbly spends much of his time self-studying out of nothing more than a pure love of learning, whether about mathematics, dinosaurs, or otherwise, but is always ready to engage in a fun intellectual debate, whether by person or by email. I am pleased to present the award for Outstanding Junior to Caleb Palepalil. This next award is given to a senior who has demonstrated exceptional skills in software design, programming, systems analysis, and hardware configuration, and who demonstrates excellent understanding and appreciation of computer science. This student excelled in our Intro to CS class, led the class when taking AP Computer Science, and continued to excel in her journey this year, both as an APCS TA as well as president of the Tech Club. I am pleased to present the Ken Hamilton Award to Julia Lucino. Each year, the mathematics and science departments jointly choose a student to receive the Rensselaer Award. This award is given by Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute to a junior who has displayed outstanding achievement in math and science, exhibits well-rounded interest and involvement in the community, and demonstrates adherence to rigorous academic standards. Once chosen, the recipient is eligible for a $25,000 scholarship per year to RPI. This year's recipient is one that shows great initiative. He truly cares about learning and is always willing to try and take risks while bringing a calm and level mind to difficult problems and working with others. Please join me in congratulating our medalist for the Rensselaer Award, Zachary Berkowitz.
Science, it is often said, is the most successful human endeavor in the history of civilization. With this grand statement as a backdrop, it's my pleasure to present the next 4 awards on behalf of the Science Department. The first science award is the Faraday Award, created in honor of Michael Faraday, one of the most influential scientists in history. Faraday was devoted to discovery through experimentation and was famous for never giving up on ideas that came from his scientific intuition. The Faraday Award is granted to a senior who can manage long-term projects from inception to conclusion and create solutions in non-traditional ways. The recipient of the award is extremely inquisitive. She asks some of the most unusual, insightful questions about the meaning of physical law, always attempting to build a mental model of how this new concept fits in with prior knowledge. This is a hallmark of good scientific thinking. She and her lab partner undoubtedly set a new school record for the number of test structures used for the egg drop project. It seemed as if she refined and rebuilt her structure every night in the week or so leading up to the competition. For another open-ended project in physics, she and a different lab partner built a tensegrity sculpture. This work was quite unconventional and very impressive. Please join me in applauding and recognizing the Faraday Award winner, Sydney Sharon. The next award is the Byram Hills Excellence in Science Award presented to an outstanding senior science student. From the moment this student stepped into Byram Hills High School, she has proven to be extremely mature, independent, responsible, confident, enthusiastic, and kind. During her time at Byram Hills, she's demonstrated exceptional leadership, responsibility, and intellect that is not only admirable, but has enhanced the academic experience of all students in her classes. These qualities make her a remarkable person who can truly change a school for the better. This student absolutely loves learning science, not just for the sake of a grade on a test or an assignment, but for the sheer joy of figuring things out and deepening her scientific understanding. She's naturally curious and is a class leader who has her hand up to ask clarifying questions or to add to the discussion. Impressively, she is also very humble and an altruistic person. Always willing to go out of her way to help her peers in class, she's an absolute delight to teach and to know. Please join me in recognizing this year's Byram Hills Award for Excellence in Science honoree, Sydney Levy. The third science award is the Bausch & Lomb Honorary Science Award. This is a prestigious award for a junior who excels academically and embodies the traits of the quintessential science student. The recipient of this award qualifies for the $30,000 Bausch & Lomb Scholarship at the University of Rochester. The recipient of this award has earned an A+ in my AP Physics 1 class all year and consistently performs at the top of his class. He strives to answer challenging and important questions. He's an independent self-advocate, and he thrives when he's out of his comfort zone. He epitomizes the traits of a fine scientist. He has an interest in engineering, and I'm confident he would be tremendously successful if he indeed chooses this path. Because of his excellence in the sciences and overall superior academic achievement, we present the Bausch & Lomb Honorary Science Award to Caleb Palapillo. The Science Department's fourth and final award is the Byram Hills Award for Potential in Science. This award is presented to an outstanding junior who demonstrates exceptional aptitude and achievement in science, coupled with the potential for continued growth. The recipient is a dedicated science student who is curious, hardworking, and determined. Her purpose for learning is to satisfy her natural curiosity. She asks questions to ensure that she understands the concepts to a mastery level. The student enjoys rigor and never looks to take the easy path, but instead looks to challenge herself with every opportunity that is provided to her. This includes sometimes seeking learning opportunities outside of Byram Hills and even during the summer months. She combines her passion for learning with a keen analytical mind to achieve at the highest levels and is in constant pursuit of bettering herself as a scientist, learner, and student. In recognition of the above-mentioned attributes, we present the Byram Hills Award for Potential in Science to Samantha Milowitz. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Department Chairperson for World Languages, Ms. Melissa Stahl, who will present the next awards.
The World Language Awards honors the seniors that have demonstrated a superior command of the language. Our General Excellence Award recipient for French clearly loves speaking the language. She's eager to learn and is self-motivated to remain engaged throughout the class and to take part in every French conversation. Her classmates benefit from her ability to discuss and analyze complicated topics in French because of her willingness to collaborate and share. It is my pleasure to congratulate Giulia Lucino for the General Excellence in French Award. Since freshman year, this year's recipient of the General Excellence in Italian has demonstrated a passion for learning the language, as well as an authentic appreciation of the culture of the country. His enthusiasm always inspires the class to engage in lively discussions, creating the perfect environment for all. I am pleased to be congratulating Nicholas Biscayer for the General Excellence in Italian. Sorry. We'll make sure he gets his award. This year's recipient is a true language aficionado. He takes risks when speaking in class, he initiates conversations, formulates questions, and always volunteers to lead discussions in Spanish. He has taken the term content master to a new level and is a role model for all Spanish language students at Byram Hills High School. Please join me in congratulating Ross Eagle for the General Excellence in Spanish Award. The Dual Language Award goes to a student that is simultaneously taking 2 upper-level languages. Our recipient this year possesses an exceptional ability to speak and communicate his ideas in both French and Spanish. He is an outstanding class participant that loves to share his perspective and thoughts on any topic, especially when he shares opposing ideas. He is a good listener that engages his classmates by asking follow-up questions. He is a team player, a great partner to work with, and is highly dedicated to expanding his knowledge of both language and culture. Please join me in congratulating Nicholas Paslar Bunamar as the dual language recipient.
I'm Pete Pollux, I'm the Director of Fine Arts, and it's my pleasure to present to you this evening a number of Fine Arts awards. We'll start with the Byram Hills Visual Art Award. This student has been heavily involved in the art program since freshman year. Her work ethic and attention to detail is inspirational. She takes art classes outside of school to develop her technique in multiple mediums. She exhibited at the Juried Young Artist Show at the Cottoni Museum of Art, and her work was included in the National Juried Show for the National Art Honor Society. She's also the captain of her soccer team, a student mentor to our 9th graders, and a member of the Student Leadership Board. She writes for the Oracle, our newspaper. The student is not only one of our most talented artists, she's the leader in and out of the classroom. As president of our chapter of the National Art Honor Society, she has made a huge difference in our chapter through her commitment and leadership, with the number of student members doubling under her tenure. The examples she sets in AP Studio Art and the National Art Honor Society will permanently make a difference in our program. This year's winner of the Byram Hills Visual Arts Award is Reese Ertel. Our next senior award is for commitment to the arts and visual arts. This student has been an art student for the past 4 years, a student of Miss Carlin for 2 years. She's one of the most creative thinkers she's had the pleasure to teach. One of the things that sets her apart from others is her ability to dig deep during the critiques and really give insight to others. At times, she doesn't need to be in the room. The teacher doesn't need to be in the room. She can conduct the critiques without the teacher. She's very much an individual and does not try to fit into any mold. She is proud of her individuality, and her enthusiasm for creating is inspirational. She exhibited at the Juried Young Artists Show at the Cottoni Museum of Art, and her work was included in the National Juried Show for the National Art Honor Society. She spends most of her day in the art room experimenting with processes and mediums, working through her ideas. If you were to ask me to name one of the students that personifies artists in this school, it would be this recipient. The winner of this year's Commitment to the Arts Award is Ava Mayano. The The next award I'll present is the Bobcat Marketing and Media Award. The Marketing and Media Awards are given to individuals who have shown dedication, leadership, and advanced skill development within the extracurricular club. Since their freshman year, these two students have grown tremendously as leaders and have helped design communications and media modules used and developed in our school that have positively impacted their peers. We wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. The recipients of these awards are Matthew Marinozzi and Markian Nichka. The next award is the Yearbook Award. The Yearbook Award goes to a senior who has made a distinguished contribution to the yearbook throughout their high school career. This year, there are two recipients. Our first recipient began working on the yearbook as a freshman. This person was the most reliable member of the club that year. Since then, he has downloaded hundreds of photos, designed dozens of ads and pages, and coordinated the club's section. For his 4-year commitment, please join me in thanking George Triebenbacher. Our second recipient began working on the yearbook as a sophomore. This person could be counted on to step up to any task, a brilliant writer, thoughtful editor, and kind-hearted leader. She has served as the editor-in-chief for an amazing 2 years. For the many, many, many long hours she's devoted to the yearbook with unfailing good humor, thanks to Nora Lowe. The PTSA Arts Scholarship is presented to a musician of incredible talent and consistent dedication to her growth and the department as a whole. This student is a 4-year concert choir member, section leader, jazz choir member, and was selected this year to participate in the prestigious All-State Vocal Jazz Ensemble at the NYSSMA Conference in Rochester, New York. For her passion for music and commitment to her growth as an artist during her career at Byram Hills, the PTSA Arts Scholarship is proudly presented to Rebecca Frieden. Next, we have Band, Orchestra, and Chorus Awards. The National School Orchestra Award. The National School Orchestra Award is given to a graduating senior who displays outstanding merit and contribution to the success of high school orchestra, displaying a high degree of loyalty, cooperation, leadership, and passion toward the shared vision of the ensemble. The recipient this year has shown great dedication and passion to the orchestral program for all 4 years of her high school career, working diligently to improve her musicianship while displaying great leadership and collaboration with her peers. She's been selected to the Westchester County Area All-State Orchestra, and this year was an alternate for the All-State Orchestra. She was also recently inducted into the BHHS Tri-M Music Honor Society for her musical achievement and service to the school and community throughout her 4 years at Byram. Congratulations to Amelia Chung. The John Philip Sousa is a National Band Award. The Sousa Award is the pinnacle of achievement at a high school band. The National Award recognizes superior musicianship and outstanding dedication. The recipient this year has emerged not only as a strong musician, but as a leader. Musicianship, dedication, and enthusiasm have helped propel the band program toward new heights. She's been a tremendous asset in mentoring beginning musicians, supporting her peers, and playing in numerous extracurricular ensembles. She was recently inducted into the Tri-M National Music Honor Society at Byram Hills. I'm proud to present the Sousa Award to Edith Bachman. The National Choral Award. The National Choral Awards are presented to students who display commitment to the school choral program and excellence in their musicianship, citizenship, and leadership. This year's recipients have both shown immense growth over their 4 years as part of the choir program, as well as a fierce dedication not only to their choir, but the music program as a whole. They've taken extracurricular electives like advanced placement music theory, participated in extracurricular ensembles, and provided guidance to their peers as section leaders in the concert choir. Their consistent leadership, respect for their peers, and strong musicianship have earned them this award. Congratulations to this year's recipients of the National Choral Award, John Aldis and Eliana Morse. Outstanding career and contributions to the theater program. The Outstanding Career Contribution to the Theater Program Awards are given to students who, across their 4 years of school here, have shown commitment to the theater department through performance, technical theater, and overall citizenship. There are 3 award recipients this evening, each for outstanding career as part of the Varley Players here at Byram Hills High School. For his dedication, hard work, and stellar performances, most recently as Pippin this past winter, congratulations to Rex Langle. For their leadership and commitment across both cast and crew, dedicating time to construction, stage management, and performances, congratulations to Alex Ioffe. And for her fierce loyalty to the program and continued work as a member of stage crew, assistant stage manager, and production stage manager across so many productions, extra events outside of the regular season, congratulations to Michaela Calabreo. The Louis Armstrong Jazz Award. This national award honors the top high school jazz musician. The recipient of this award has consistently proven himself as a talented and dedicated jazz musician. His reliability, leadership, and positive attitude have immensely contributed to the jazz program's success throughout the year. His musicianship shined in the nuanced musical phrases that rang from his saxophone. This year, the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award goes to Owen Kirkwood. That concludes the fine arts. I think we're going to bring on physical education.
Good evening. My name is Rob Castagna, Director of Health, Physical Education, and Athletics. I'm honored to be here this evening. I'm going to present 2 awards for physical education to students who have excelled in this curriculum area. The first is Morgan Maniscalco. Morgan is an outstanding physical education student. She is a natural leader in class and always participates 100%. Morgan elevates others around her and inspires them to participate at a higher level. She's an excellent role model, and Morgan's competitive spirit enriches every class that she is in. Morgan could not be with us this evening. Let's give her a round of applause, though. Our second recipient is Anthony O'Hare. Anthony is an energetic and overall outstanding physical education student. His positive attitude is contagious and brings out the best in his classmates. Regardless of the lesson being presented, he participates enthusiastically. Anthony is personable and makes every lesson fun. Whenever a volunteer is requested, he's the first to raise his hand. He's an absolute pleasure to work with. Congratulations to Anthony O'Hare.
It's an honor to be able to present the Vince Greco Award this evening. Sadly, Mr. Greco, who was a World War II veteran, passed away a year and a half ago. I know that he loved attending this ceremony each and every year. Even though he is no longer with us, his impact will be felt for years to come. He was committed to Byram Hills in so many ways, from his membership on the Board of Education to being an advocate of all of our programs, particularly science research, to his service in countless local civic organizations. He lived a life of service to others and wanted nothing more than to see students become successful. He was one of our biggest cheerleaders, and I'm so happy to have this award that honors his legacy. In keeping with the characteristics of Mr. Greco, this award is presented to a graduating senior who has exhibited great resilience and has been a positive contributor to the Byram Hills High School community. The winner of the award this year absolutely personifies grit, hard work, and resilience. He has earned an honored place for himself in the hearts of his teachers, peers, and our school community. He is bright, insightful, intuitive, and well known for his personal warmth, kindness, and compassion. Our recipient is deeply admired for his devotion to academic excellence. Despite the challenges he has faced, he has achieved at the highest level, and his success has been accomplished through an inspirational work ethic and devotion to learning. In addition to a stellar work in school, our recipient is a committed member of the varsity track and cross-country teams, a devoted community volunteer through Teen Life, and someone who is always present and can be counted on to help neighbors and community members in need. Whenever I have a moment to chat with him in the hallway, cafeteria, or classroom, I always feel much more positive about life in general. We will miss him next year, but know he will go on to continue to do great things in life. It's a distinct honor to present this year's Vince Greco Award to Owen Kenny. At this time, I'd like to call up my colleague, Lisa Pellegrino, to present the next award.
I'm honored to present the Michelle Delmonico Scholarship Award. To have met Michelle even once was to know her for a lifetime. She was often referred to as the glue of the mathematics department, but truly she was the glue of Byram Hills. Whether it was her colleagues, administrators, students, or parents, whether at the high school, HCC, Wampus, or Coman Hill, you could put Michelle anywhere and with anyone, and her resilience, love of learning, service to others, and most importantly, her sense of humor, or as Michelle would put it, to get a chuckle out of something, would shine through tough times as well as the good, because to Michelle, they were almost always good. This scholarship is given to a student who personifies these qualities. This year's recipient, like Michelle, is humble, caring, and loves to put a smile on anyone's face. He has a great sense of humor, can always roll with the punches, and if he has a down moment, will work diligently to get back on track. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the Michelle Delmonico Scholarship Award, Bobby Ziff.
Hello, I will be presenting the PTSA Carullo Leadership Award, which is granted to a student who demonstrates outstanding leadership to the school and class. It is for a student who exhibits character, dedication, loyalty, and humanity. The recipient of this award is selected by their peers through a voting process. Tonight, the PTSA is awarding the recipient with a $1,000 scholarship, of which we are thankful and appreciative. This year's recipient is described by her teachers as dynamic, intelligent, and fun-loving. She is a natural leader, a member of the Student Leadership Board, senior mentor, and captain of the varsity field hockey team, varsity winter track team, and varsity lacrosse team. Her spirit and leadership skills make her a valued asset to all teams. This student volunteers at St. Patrick's Church as a CCD teacher and has participated in food drives, midnight runs, assisted living entertainment, and bake sales. This student is further described by her peers as being kind to all,
and always willing to lend a helping hand. She has strength in her convictions and has shown that she can support and lift up others while also making her voice and point of view heard. This student works hard to ensure the success of those around her. She's also known for being astute in recognizing when a fellow classmate may be in need of help, and demonstrates genuine care and willingness to assist others. It is a privilege and an honor to present the PTSA Carullo Leadership Award to Irene Burns.
This is our last award for the evening. The Heiblatt Jack Wollenberg Memorial Award is presented to a senior who has a humanitarian outlook, a willingness to extend themselves to others, and an optimistic approach to life and its challenges. The award is named for two Byram Hills High School educators who were student favorites while they were here. It's considered the highest award a senior can receive at Byram Hills High School because the winner reflects the values of our school the best. Whether it's academics, athletics, performing arts, or community service, the winner this evening demonstrates leadership and is always willing to lend a helping hand. This student is personally motivated while at the same time engages deeply with others while pursuing his goals. This student thrives on being actively involved in his school and the broader community and enjoys being part of a team and working with others. This student has participated on the Student Leadership Board and on my advisory committee since his freshman year. He's been a mentor and is consistently active in community service. Throughout high school, he has participated in a program designed to help troubled teens at the cottage school. He volunteered during the pandemic at a local food pantry where he delivered food to residents who were unable to leave their homes. And he has offered his photography and videography services to nonprofit organizations. He gives defenders nightmares on the soccer field, but he is the first to congratulate a good play by an opposing team and has been commended time and time again for his sportsmanship. This student always looks on the bright side and sees challenges as an opportunity for growth and learning. He is kind, compassionate, and cares deeply for his community. This student reflects the values of Byram Hills High School. The winner of this year's Heiblatt Jack Wollenberg Award is Ross Eagle. So there are a few traditions that go with this award, and we want to thank the PTSA, who is offering a $1,000 scholarship to Ross. He will receive that. He will also have his name placed on the perpetual plaque alongside the other winners of this award. And the plaque is hung in the main entrance so that every student who comes in the morning will pass it. He will also be given $100 that he can choose to donate to a charity that he feels connected to. So Ross, I know you were looking very much forward to this part of the award, so here you go.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh. Congratulations to all of my incredible classmates on the awards that they have received today. It is truly humbling to be surrounded by you. I'd like to thank all of the teachers, administrators, library, office, guidance and custodial staff, coaches, and security for your support. I want you to know that you have all had an impact on me during my time at Byram Hills. To Mr. Walsh, thank you for supporting me and the students during such a challenging few years. Not only did you keep us afloat, you brought us back stronger. When looking back on our time at the high school, it was nothing short of unusual and a true test of our resilience. The pandemic shifted our mindset and we no longer had expectations. Hopes never materialized. We had no faith in plans. This may sound dreary, and it was, but it taught us an important lesson. That is to make the most of the time we have and not to worry about the things that are out of our control. Sharing this experience brought us together as a class. The emotions we felt and the things we saw created a web that will always connect us. I want to share with you all a story that inspires me to keep this lesson in mind. November 29th, 1977. A child is born to two loving parents in Anderson, South Carolina. As he grew up, one thing became clear. This child was going to try absolutely every activity he could until he found his passion. In his junior year of high school, something sparked when he wrote a play about a classmate. Writing, directing, this was what he was meant to do. He went on to study the arts at Howard University and graduated with a bachelor's in fine arts directing. With the financial support of one of his teachers, he attended a selective summer program in England at the British American Drama Academy. He looked to hone his writing skills and focused on relating to the actors. He discovered that he loved acting even more than directing. In 2010, his acting career gained traction, and he became a regular on an NBC show. Eventually, everyone in the business knew his name. But just as things were starting to come together, he was told by his doctors that he had an incurable condition and would likely live only a few more years. He chose to keep his medical issues private, as if to let the world know, I'm not done yet. Even while suffering through surgeries and chemotherapy, he persevered like a real-life superhero. He starred in one of the most influential movies of the 21st century and went on to film 5 more movies after that. Unfortunately, on August 28, 2020, Chadwick Boseman passed away due to complications of stage 4 colon cancer. He will be remembered not only as the star of Black Panther, but as someone who spread love and hope through his characters, even when he was in his own silent struggle. A truly brave and selfless individual who did not let his disease prevent him from getting his message out to the world. Everyone has something to learn from this story. To connect this back to our time at the high school, I'd like to look back on the years when we were at home behind a screen. Though not nearly as extreme of a setback as Chadwick faced, it was a test of our resilience and an excuse for some to give up. But the setbacks were only temporary, and instead propelled us to think constructively, to find ways to thwart the pandemic and to help the people who were struggling the most. It was not an excuse to stop, it was a reason to begin. This award provides a donation to a charity of my choice, and I have elected to give to the American Cancer Society to support the people and their families affected by cancer. In the short time we've been in school together, cancer has affected so many of us, and I'd like to acknowledge them here. Thank you for recognizing me with this award and giving me the opportunity to speak with you today. Good luck to all of you as you take these lessons in resilience with you and start your next chapter. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's give one more round of applause to all of our award winners this evening.